These are some of my favorite types of videos because in this video, I have the absolute pleasure of delivering you some of the best news that you could possibly hear. The mainstream media has turned on Justin Trudeau. The polls are irreversible, where I'm willing to bet that 99% likely the Conservatives will win the next election, and with 98% likeliness of them getting a majority government. And Justin Trudeau has messed things up beyond repair that, well, it's affected everything with other countries. And you just gonna have to wait and watch the entire thing because there's a lot of different things that we're going to be, a lot of different topics that we're going to be covering in today's video. Welcome back, everybody, to the Sunday special. Before we get into it, I want to encourage you to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps grow the channel, as well as I'd like to start the video off by thanking today's sponsor. I want to thank today's sponsor, Private Internet Access. The best way to not only protect yourself online, but increase your internet experience is with Private Internet Access, which is why we've teamed up and offering my subscribers, you viewers, 83% off. We know that Justin Trudeau openly admires China's dictatorship, which is why he's censoring the internet, which is why he's doing all of these things to make vehicles not a part of protests. And he's just basically hammering us Canadians here, and you can't get a deal anywhere. But you can now with Private Internet Access, 83% off for my subscribers and my viewers. And for those who don't know what a VPN is, it's a way to encrypt and mask your IP address, your digital footprint online. And it not only protects you, but it actually increases your experience by allowing you to view content on streaming services or even the news for us Canadians that are worried about censorship. And you just can't do that otherwise. You can't watch Facebook news or view Facebook news without masking your IP address now because Trudeau is banning that. You can't watch your favorite TV shows on Netflix or Hulu or Crave or Disney Plus, even though our government has told us to cancel Disney Plus. You can't watch certain content in Canada because it's only available in America. So the best way to do that is with Private Internet Access. The link for that is down in the description below, as well as the pinned comment. I'm going to walk you through very quickly what you're going to come across. When you click on the link, this is what you're going to see. Mr. Sunshine Baby's #1 choice, VPN. And when you click get 83% off, it brings you to a few different options. The best one is smack dab in the middle, 2 years plus 4 months free. Again, the link for that is down in the description below. Thank you so much, Private Internet Access, for sponsoring today's video. All right, so here is the federal polling update. As you can see on my shared screen, the Conservatives are at around 41%, and the black line here on the photo is the threshold for a majority government. You have to be above 170 seats to win a majority government. Now, why is that so important? Well, that means that if the Conservatives when they win the election and when they win a majority government, the Liberals won't really be able to block anything. And it doesn't matter if they have a coalition with all of the other parties. It's pretty much irrelevant at that point because the Conservatives will be able to motion bills. They'll have the majority amount of seats and they'll be able to pass anything and reverse pretty much anything that they want. That's my understanding of how this works. And so it's very important that they not only get into power, but win a majority government so that we can actually fix the country, so we can reverse the bail reform. We can fix like housing, and we can try and put more pressure on Bank of Canada. We can stop this inflationary greed, and we can actually get to back on track to where Canada deserves to be. So we have another little statistic here. The Main Street Research poll shows that Conservatives are projected to win 198 seats. You only need 170 for a majority government. So they're above by quite a bit. Conservative majority of 26 seats. This is incredible, folks. This is incredible. Like, we've known that the Conservatives have been climbing the polls, and I know a lot of people don't like polls. Oh, it's rubbish. Oh, it's a small survey. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. But it's increasingly more and more in our favor, which you can't deny is the absolute fact of the reality of the state of Canada right now. So whether you actually like polls or don't like polls or whatever your bias is, it's working for everyone's best interest. Canada is on the path to actually being fixed. So it's not just you. You're not the crazy person watching YouTube videos that's been ostracized by your family. Everyone is kind of waking up. You got normies. I got normie friends. For crying out loud, I was a normie. I just still think I kind of am a normie. I've got normie friends that aren't political at all, including family members that are now speaking up, sharing my videos back to me saying, oh, wow, I didn't know this was happening. So people are actually aware of what's going on. And it seems like everything across the board in today's culture is political. So it's pretty hard to avoid politics in one way or another, whether you're on TikTok, whether you're on X, formerly Twitter, whether you're on Instagram, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube. It's everywhere. And if you even remove your phone, it's on television, it's within conversations, it's even in our beer. So politics is unavoidable at this point, which is why I'm so happy to present this next piece. Mainstream media is completely flipping on Justin Trudeau. And this is City News YouTube channel. This is their best video in a very long time. One day ago, 161,000 views, okay? New poll shows majority of Canadians think Trudeau should resign. And it's factual, and I keep preaching this. And people keep calling me out saying, oh, it's not right. Oh, they're not going to win. Oh, who cares? It's rigged. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not America. I have faith in our democracy, which is why you saw the UCP win the Alberta elections. If it was rigged, you would have seen NDP get in. So I still have faith in the system, and let's just all talk, find common ground as if we have faith in the system, and realize that, hey, we're not crazy. We're not conspiracy theorists. The majority of Canadians are waking up, and this is fantastic for our country.
A new survey shows a majority of Canadians think Prime Minister Justin Trudeau should resign instead of running in another election. A new poll from Abacus Data shows 56% of those surveyed think the Prime Minister should step down ahead of another election. The same poll showing around a third of Liberal voters thinking the same. But Edmonton's only Liberal representative and Federal Minister of Jobs, Randy Boissonnault, supports his boss. He believes the only poll that matters is Election Day.
We said to people, look, just get through the forest. Okay, get through the forest, and things are going to be good. And guess what? We got through the forest, and there was a mountain, and that mountain was inflation.
Minister Boissonnault says the polls could look different a year from now, claiming his government is working on affordability. Political watchers say while much of the blame for low poll numbers lies on Canadians' frustrations with housing, affordability, inflation, and cost of living increases, it comes after almost a decade of Justin Trudeau as Prime Minister.
Friends may come and go, but enemies accumulate. And so, you've got a lot of accumulation of, I think, brand damaging initiatives, announcements that really have caught up with him. And people are relatively in a dissatisfied mood.
And I just want to add to that point where I really believe in what he said. It's also irreversible damage, right? Social media lives forever. The internet lives forever. And when things get clipped of, horrible things that Justin Trudeau has says, horrible things that Justin Trudeau, the Liberal government, has done to our country and the people, it just lives on forever. You don't have to go to a library and check out a book. It just shows up in your feed. The more you talk about it, the more content around that you're actually going to see on your phone, your computer, and your devices. So it's irreversible damage by the Liberal government and specifically by Justin Trudeau. And they can shuffle their cabinet all they want. Trudeau can even resign. The Liberal Party is done. They are done for many, many years to come.
Next federal election is expected 2 years from now, but that will depend on many things, including the federal Liberals keeping an agreement to work with the federal NDP, as well as rising poll numbers for the federal Conservatives.
And if this gets any worse, if we're sitting here a month from now and it's, 4 more points behind the Conservatives, that starts to look, wow, something very serious has to happen here, because it's hard to come back from that kind of a deficit. But he still has time to do it. He has I think, the desire to do it.
Reporting from Edmonton, Darcy Ropchan, City News.
This is fantastic news, everybody. And so I'd like to actually take the time right now to pose a question to you, the viewers. How does this make you feel? How does it make you feel that the mainstream media is flipping and that the polls are just showing irreversible damage, where we're on a very clear path of a conservative government, or at least Pierre Poilievre being in power as the next prime minister of Canada? It would take an immense amount of, scandals for this to get reverse, which I don't think anyone can really project or anticipate or foresee to any capacity. And I think it's actually going to be the opposite. And there's going to be more scandals, more drama, more theatrics, more worsening of their own statistics by the Liberal government of Canada. I think that if they were to call an election tomorrow, at least you're peeling the Band-Aid off really, really fast. But the longer that they drag things out, the more that, we're getting back into House of Commons very soon, folks. So you're going to have the Chinese election interference. You're going to have Trudeau's marriage. You're going to have the Liberal cabinet shuffle, the gun ban, the housing crisis, drugs, the, mismanagement of wildfires. It's only going to get worse for Justin Trudeau. So I really think that the best thing that they could possibly do is peel the Band-Aid off. And speaking of the wildfires, I just want to take a little moment here to acknowledge and to appreciate the fact that the Conservative Party of Canada actually has the audacity and the self-awareness to pull out of something because there's an emergency situation. So this is Pierre Poilievre, and the Conservatives have actually canceled a Yukon rally. Anti-carbon tax event has been axed due to wildfires. So why is this important? Why is this news? Well, Jagmeet Singh, in the middle of the Northwest Territories fires, specifically around Yellowknife, flew into Yellowknife, gave a speech for, about an hour while everyone was pretty much evacuating. He got on his private jet and left. He was in and out within 3 hours. So why is this news? What's the difference? Well, the difference is the Conservative Party of Canada is like, hey, yeah, we'd love to rally, but there's more important things. People are trying to evacuate, and we're not going to just go and push some sort of agenda down people's throats when they're trying to evacuate, when they're in an emergency situation. The Liberals and the NDP don't care, and that just goes to show that type of self-awareness, or I guess lack thereof, really is a paveway to this is how they are. This is the type of person that people have voted for to be the party leader of either NDP or Liberals. They have no common sense. They don't care what others are going through. They want to just check the box and move on. And that's why it's big time news. So congratulations, Pierre and the Conservative Party of Canada, for having the self-awareness and the discipline to actually cancel a rally due to wildfires. So Pierre Poilievre's Conservative Party has postponed a rally that's set to take place in Yukon due to the wildfire situation, according to the party's website. Due to severe wildfires and the devastation and disruption they are causing to those affected by emergency evacuation orders, we have made the decision to cancel planned events and postpone them in a future date. So this, it cuts deeper than just a headline and just a segment in my Sunday video. It shows what type of morals and ethics people have. And so when Jagmeet does it, when Trudeau does it, and they go and they have their rallies during the middle of wildfires in towns that are literally being evacuated, people are driving away, people are running and screaming, trying to pack their bags, right? Just picture that as a movie moment. And you have some politician just standing there in front of I don't know why I use my water bottle as a microphone. I have a microphone in front of me. Standing there in front of the microphone, guys, okay, I know everybody's panicking, but everybody just calm down for a second. You see the fires behind me? This is why we need the carbon tax, because you're polluting and everything is burning, so you need to pay more taxes. How delusional do you have to be that person? And so when Jagmeet does that, when Jagmeet does that, when Trudeau does that, then it's like, oh, well, they're just scumbags. And you don't really think too much about it because that's who they are. So if they did something out of character, it'd be like, oh, well, that's really nice. And there's been a couple instances over 24 months where I've actually said, oh, well, that's interesting that the NDP or the Liberal Party of Canada has done. But Pierre Poilievre, he's done, this is the top dog move, because he's really shown himself to the people, hey, you can be a nice person. And the fact that he's not going to these rallies because of the evacuation orders it just shows the difference in character, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's a baller move, and I wish nothing but the best for the Conservative Party of Canada. And it just goes to show that, hey, man, they're probably not going to have any scandals, any major controversies moving forward. So let's take a look at one of his recent live streams that he did, where he asked to recall the House now to fix the Trudeau housing crisis. This was 4 days ago.
What do you think is going to happen when 10 or 100,000 families lose their homes? Where will they go? Where will they go? We will have the world talking about a humanitarian crisis, not in a developing country on the other side of the Atlantic, but right here in Canada. That is where this is heading. We have never seen it like this before. And we were supposed to have solutions out of this big housing retreat Trudeau held. What was the solution? More speeches, more photo ops, more puff pieces for his incompetent housing minister to go out and attack the very programs he was running 2 weeks ago. Nothing. Justin Trudeau, the vacation is over. You've doubled housing costs. We have young people living on the streets. It's time to recall the House so that we can get Canadians a home. Conservatives will put forward tangible solutions to the problems you have caused, Mr. Trudeau. To balance the budget and bring down interest rates on mortgages, to remove the massive bureaucracies you've built up so that housing construction can go ahead, to sell off thousands of acres of land and thousands of federal buildings to build, build, build. But we have to get back to work. Your vacation is over. Canadians can't wait, and they can no longer live under the disastrous housing market you have created, Mr. Trudeau. So let's get to work and bring it home. Thank you.
Will a Conservative government
Incredible. So well spoken. No ums or ahs. This is a very weird
prohibit
face to pause on, but nonetheless, you see a massive difference in speech abilities and ways to present yourself to the general public between Justin Trudeau, the current Prime Minister, and the next Prime Minister of Canada. On screen right now, Pierre Poilievre.
healthcare as a policy submission suggests in your upcoming convention?
I haven't had a chance to study all the proposals at our convention, but we'll take a careful look at every proposal and decide whether or not it lines up with our platform.
The Prime Minister says that you're making people angry. Do Canadians need help making people angry?
Justin Trudeau is worried that people are angry. You know what I worry about? I worry about the nurse living in her van after 8 years of Trudeau. I worry about the tent cities that never existed before he was Prime Minister, but now we see every single city in Canada.
I can't stand the tent
I worry about
cities.
the 30,000 families that have lost loved ones to drug overdoses because of the hopeless economy and situation in which they find themselves. You know what I found, interestingly? I hold these rallies, and I invite every single person at every single rally to come and shake my hand. People aren't angry. They are hurting, and they are desperate for someone who gives them hope. And for so many millions of people, I am humbled by the fact that I am that person. I am the only one giving them hope that things can get better.
Oh my God. This is incredible. How is he able to brag in such a humble way? I'm going to be honest, folks. I think that he is the perfect match for what Canada needs right now. He's smart. He's better hair than Justin Trudeau. He's bigger biceps than Justin Trudeau. I'm just kidding. Who cares about those things? Apparently liberals do. He's very well spoken. He has a economics background. And I mean, when he talks, it really hits me in the heart. The tent cities, man, everywhere I go, every town I go to, they're right downtown. It's unavoidable. And it irks me because I try to be empathetic. I try to be understanding. I don't have solutions for it. My solutions are not solutions. It's actually passing the buck, move them to the next town, get them out. But I don't know. I'm not that person to make those policies. Thankfully, I'm not that person. But it seems like Pierre is. And this is fantastic. So I kind of want to segue out of this and talk about how Justin Trudeau, people are angry. Trudeau thinks that people are angry. They're angry with Trudeau and they're angry with Trudeau's policies. And this next little story that we're going to wrap this video up is they're angry with the cost of inflation and the back to school shopping costs. Now, this isn't something that I right now have to face because I'm a new father. My child has just turned like 10 months old. So quite a bit of time before they even go to school, yet alone back to school. But this irks me so much that parents are just having to literally like coupon shop and cost comparison for just simple back to school supplies because it's so overinflated.
Retailers across the country are replacing pool toys with pencils and backpacks as students gear up to head back to school. But the affordability crisis has dampened the annual shopping ritual. CTV's Heather Butts reports.
Back to school shopping is in full swing, but the rising cost of living is causing parents to reassess their approach.
Given them a budget this year, which is unfortunate because they grow and they still need clothes, but they have to pick and choose.
Aside from a fresh wardrobe, school supplies add up.
Let's see, $130.
Items that jumped the most from last year, crayons are up nearly 12%, highlighters up 13%, and graph paper is up more than 17%. Back to school is typically the second largest family spending event of the year next to the holiday season.
To Christmas,
As
yeah.
parents weigh the cost of trying to please kids heading back to class, retailers are also seeing dollar signs.
The essentials offer some profit for retailers, but not nearly as much usually as the more discretionary items, more of the wants than the needs. So retailers are out there marketing very aggressive to mom and dad right now.
Ava will need more green crayons because...
The ads are everywhere.
Here's how to save on back to school by transforming your kid's ratty old backpack.
Or even ones that may discourage reusing last year's bag.
Is it strategic marketing? Is this capitalism 101? Maybe you can use last year's and not buy it all, or buy a used product. It's good for the environment too, and you'll save money.
Some suggest doing your research before shopping.
Just because something's on sale doesn't mean it's a good deal. That's why I always suggest you check your prices.
Nicole Scobrook, known as Coupon Cutie online, helps people shop wisely.
Collect points and rewards. So if you can get an added discount or a bonus reward points or some kind of free item for buying the thing you're getting anyway, that's amazing. That's what you want to do.
A way to help every dollar stretch a little further. Heather Butts, CTV News, Toronto.
There's a saying that has stuck with me for a little bit of time, and it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you save. And well, here in Canada, it's extremely hard to do both of them. That's where we're going to end today's video, everybody. I'd love to know what you guys think or have to say. Any comments, questions, or concerns about any of the topics that I've covered down below in the comments. Look forward to reading them when the video is posted. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much, Private Internet Access, for sponsoring today's video. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop linked right up there. Or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this, you can do so by clicking or tapping right there to watch the next upcoming video. And if you want to watch a little bit of different content, but also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.